Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure what to teach today. We could lengthen the spine. We could spiral the spine. We could learn to sit Indian fashion.
Which Indians?
Right. The one you just imagined right now. Or tailor fashion, I guess that would be more neutral.
That might be helpful. I'm painting.
On painting?
I'm painting in my bathroom, which is a small space, and I have to sit on the floor so I can see what I'm doing, and my hips are hurting because of it.
How are you sitting?
A variety of
A variety of ways.
positions.
That's good. That's good. Variety's good. What did you see, Carol?
I was thinking about the spine.
The spine, lengthening the spine. Okay, let's lengthen the spine in various and assorted and sundry ways. So, looks like you're all doing a good job of scanning, what I can tell. So just notice your breath. Breath is a great gateway into the realm of self-awareness. And as you're breathing, maybe you can begin to sense just how long you are. How long are you from the heels to the top of your head? And then we can get more specific. How long is your right leg compared to your left? What about the length of the spine from the tailbone all the way up to where the top of the spine joins the skull? Which is further up than you might imagine. If you place the tip of your tongue on the back of the roof of your mouth, that's about where the top of the spine joins the skull. How long is the right arm compared to the left arm? How long is your neck? Does the neck feel like it's in line with the floor, or is it curved away from the floor? In some cases it might even curve towards the floor in your sensation or sense of yourself. What about the lower back? Does it curve away from the floor? Is it in line with the floor? The right and the left sides of the back, do they contact the floor in the same way? And then let's just check in with the neck and roll the head a little to the right and a little to the left. See if one side might be lighter or freer this morning. And if at any time you need to bend up your knees for comfort, go ahead and do that. Okay. So let's all stand up our feet and bend our knees, placing the knees a comfortable distance apart. And can you bring your right arm long on the floor overhead? Whatever's comfortable for you. So the back of the hand will be facing the floor. The elbow does not have to be on the floor. If I can see everybody. Yeah, there we go. And just very gently begin to lengthen the right arm. The fingers can creep along the floor. And just pay attention to what happens. What happens in the elbow? What happens in the shoulder? Shoulder blade, the armpit. And then let's lengthen down the right leg. Lengthen down the right leg. And push with your left foot so that your pelvis can roll to the right as you lengthen your right arm. So does pushing with the left foot and rolling towards the right side of the ribs, does that help you lengthen your arm any? Maybe, maybe not. Keep playing with it. And the head can turn and roll to the right or to the left, whatever it feels invited to do, and you can mix that up. Do it one way and then do the other. So maybe turning the head one way or the other helps the arm lengthen. What's happening with the ribs on the right side? Okay, bring your arm down, and especially bring it down slowly if you have shoulder issues, and lengthen down your leg and take a rest. Feel if anything changed on the floor while I take a picture of Mr. Fluffy. Okay. Stand up your feet again. Lengthen your left arm long on the floor. And begin lengthening it. And if it doesn't touch the floor, then just approximate the movement. The elbow can be bent. It's just like somebody might be tugging your middle finger or have hold of your wrist. In the softest way possible. Lengthen and let the tissues, your elasticity of your tissues be what pulls it back. And then lengthen down your left leg and experiment with pushing through the right foot and rolling towards the left as you lengthen your arm. Play with how you might organize your head, your neck. Always returning back to the floor and letting things pause a moment. And it looks like the arms are starting to come down, so let's all bring the arms down and take a rest. And then just for fun, can you raise your right shoulder away from the floor and plop it on the floor? Plop. I've done this a few times. Plop, plop. And do the same with the left shoulder. Plop, plop. Good. Okay. Stand up your feet again and cross your... Hang on. I'm making this up on the fly. Okay. Cross your right foot over your left ankle Right foot over your left ankle, so there'll be a gap in the knees. There'll be a gap in the knees. I said ankle, I meant knee. Yeah. Yeah, I meant knee. So the outside of your right ankle, about-ish, will be somewhere around your left knee. And the right knee might be hanging out to the side, depending on what's going on for your hip joints. Yeah, there you go. And so that it's not crossed like you're in a tight Jackie Kennedy skirt. It's the the thighs are not crossed. It's the right ankle on. There you go. And with this position, can you begin to tilt your knees to the right? Tilt your knees to the right and come back. You have to use a bit of core strength to come back because we don't have that right foot to help us, to help push the floor, to help the pelvis come back. So go slowly so that the unwinding isn't unpleasant. Don't go further than you think you can get back. It's like once I had some friends, very adventurous friends, and they were at the Grand Canyon, and they just decided to walk down to the bottom, and they didn't bring any water. Yeah, that was a lesson. Okay. Uncross the foot and leg and stand it. And bring your right arm long on the floor again, overhead, back of the hand resting on the floor or on Mr. Fluffy if he's there, and lengthen your arm again and feel how that goes. Just let the back of the hand creep along the floor. And now cross your right ankle again over your left knee and tilt your knees to the right and bring them back. And notice if at any point in that tilting does the arm get shorter or does it get longer? Does anything happen with the right arm? As you go over there and as you come back. Or does it just rest on the floor? What's your pattern? Okay. Take a rest. Take a full rest. Stand your feet again and cross your left ankle on your right knee. And how is this position for you? How is it different than the other side? So it's the outside of the ankle rather than not crossed over the lap. And let the knees lower over slowly to the left. Taking care of your situation. Knees go to the left and come back. Stay comfortable. Stay comfortable. And then lengthen your right arm. The next time your knees are vertical or your right knee is vertical, bring your right arm long on the floor overhead with the back of the hand towards the floor and continue to lean your knees over to the left a few times. And what happens with the right arm. So let the arm rest on the floor. Some of you are lifting it off the floor and reaching with it. So just think skeleton. Think skeleton. If you laid your bones on the floor and then came and tilted them, which would be very easy to do with a skeleton because it's such a precarious position with the knees here, would any part of that movement either pull or push your right arm away from you, or bring it closer to you? So maybe it pulls it towards you, and then you come back, maybe it goes away from you, or vice versa. Which one is it? Okay, bring the arm slowly down and uncross the legs and take a rest. And feel how long you feel. And what might be touching the floor differently. Stand your feet again. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and bring your right arm long on the floor and make a soft fist, like a baby fist, with your hand. And with your left arm, can you take hold around the wrist there with the thumb where you might take your pulse. So it's the right arm is long overhead. The right arm is long overhead, you've got a baby fist. And then you hold on to it with your left. There you go. You've got a bracelet there. And then very, very gently, can you just encourage, I don't want to use the word pull, but encourage your right arm to go straight up. Not over to the right, not over to the left, but straight up. And feel what happens, if anything, in how stable or unstable the pelvis and the legs are. So you're lengthening the arm. Doesn't have to come straight, just enough that the upper arm gets a cue to come away from the shoulder a bit. In a way that's elastic. So you pull and you let go, and you pull and you let go. Oops, I used the wrong word. Invite the arm to lengthen. Pause with your arms. Let your arms rest down and tilt your knees a couple of times to the right and come back. What would the head, the neck want to do, if anything? How do you breathe when you go over? How do you breathe when you come back? Lovely, some lovely spirals. Okay. Cross your legs the other way with the left ankle over the right knee. And bring your right arm long again on the floor, same arm that you just had. Make a baby fist, hold on to the wrist, make a bracelet, and encourage your arm. Have the thumb around the pulse point rather than the thumb around the back of the wrist, unless there's a reason for you to do it otherwise. And encourage your arm to go up, meaning up the direction the top of the head is going, pointing. And the next time you lengthen your arm, can you tilt your knees to the left? Let them lower over to the left slowly. And then come back. So You might not want to go very far if you feel that this is challenging your shoulder. Let's see if you can find a connection through yourself. Something about the lengthening arm, something about the waist on the right side, something about the pelvis getting lighter on the right. Oh, nice. Okay. Don't know what I said, but it worked. Okay, good. Take a full rest. And sense the length of your right side, your right leg, the ribs compared to the left. Have we lengthened the left arm yet? No. A little bit. Stand your feet. Bring your left arm long on the floor and make a baby fist. Have we done this side?
No.
Not at all. Okay. Don't make a fist. So your left arm is long on the floor. And simply lengthen the arm. And let it come back to where it started. Lengthen the arm several times. And notice if there's a response, or what else responds. The shoulder. Does the arm come closer to the face as you lengthen it? Does it want to lift off the floor? Is there any sensation in the armpit or on the sides of the ribs, on the left or on the right? What about the pelvis? What about the hip joints? The neck? The ankles? Bring your arm down and pause. Cross your left ankle on the outside of your left ankle on your right knee, and let the knees lower over to the left once or twice, so it will be the left ankle on the right knee. There you go. And let the knees lean, and then defy gravity to come back. And sense your spine all the way through to the head. And then can you bring your left arm long on the floor and just let it rest there on the floor as you lean the legs to the left and bring them back. And does anything happen to the arm? Does anything happen to the arm? Does it lengthen or shorten or do nothing? It's just lying there like a towel. And then cross your other leg, cross your right ankle on your left knee, and tilt the knees to the right. And what happens in the left arm? Does it come closer or further away as you tilt? And as you come back, what happens? without any coercion, without willing it to be so. And Linda has a good idea. Let's all take a rest. Let's all take a rest. Stand up your knees again. Cross your left ankle, the outside of your left ankle on your right knee. That's a little more comfortable now. Lean the legs to the left once or twice. Come back. Sense through yourself how you wind it up and unwind it. And then the next time your left knee, your right knee is vertical, bring your left arm long on the floor, the back of the hand towards the floor. Make a baby fist. Take hold of it with your right arm, the thumb around your pulse point where you would take your pulse. And gently lengthen the arm. And what do the legs want to do? Do they want to tilt right or left, or maybe do nothing? Lengthen it like you were pulling on imagine your arm as an elastic band. And you pull on it and then you let it go. And the elastic band does its elastic thing. Other than pulling the elastic band and hoping something's going to happen further down. Rest your arms down and reverse the crossing of your legs. And tilt your knees once or twice to the right. How does that go now? Breathing. And then bring your left arm long on the floor, make a baby fist, take hold of the wrist with your right hand, take hold of your left wrist. And gently pull this elastic band. You can think of it as an elastic band. And what might or might not happen with the legs and the pelvis. What happens on the left side of the ribs, the left side of the waist. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's undo that. Come back to the middle. Uncross your leg and take a full rest. Stand up your left foot. Bring your right arm long on the floor overhead and take hold of it with your left hand. Bracelet. Take your pulse with your thumb or
So
However,
stand the left foot.
I see, yeah, stand the left foot. Stand the left foot, right arm up, left foot standing, left hand left hand holding onto the right wrist. And isn't it interesting how the sizes of the wrists are different? And push with your left foot and roll to the right as you lengthen your right arm away from you. And come back. Push and roll to the right and come back. The left side of the pelvis can come away from the floor. How does that go now? And bring the next time you are on your back, take a rest. Stand your right foot, bring your left arm long, make a baby fist, take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, encircle your wrist with your right hand somehow, and encourage the arm to lengthen as you push through the right foot, and roll towards the left. And if it feels appropriate, if that feels like the way things are going, it's fine to come all the way up onto the left side of the ribs. And of course you mustn't do that if it doesn't feel right for you. All kinds of things going on in the shoulders. How the left side of the waist can open. Mr. Fluffy's marching around trying to find someone. Oh, and it's me. Okay. And the next time you are on your backs, take a full rest. Do you all know the paradoxical breathing? Where we breathe in with the belly and we expand the belly and then we pull the air up into the chest and we all, like we've got a big balloon inside.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so, I'll talk you through it. So, bend your knees, stand your feet, and let's bring your attention to your breath for a moment, breathing in and out. And now can you breathe in such a way that when you breathe in, you pull the belly in towards the spine, pull the lower abdomen in, and you expand the chest and pull everything up. And then when you breathe out, you blow the lower abdomen out like a rounded balloon, and the lower back can even arch a bit away from the floor as you do that. And just play with that for a few breaths. So you're breathing in and you pull the belly in and the lower belly gets small, small, small. Chest gets large and wide. And then you breathe out and the lower belly fills and the chest sinks. It's like all the air is going down into your belly. And the lower back can come away from the floor. And that's lovely. Then you might feel the head participating. You might feel something in the hip joints. Pause with that and just breathe normally. And then take a breath in and hold the breath, and as you're holding the breath, do that same pattern of pulling the belly in and moving all the mass up towards the shoulders, and then pushing the mass down towards the feet. Do that once or twice, and then let yourself breathe normally again, and then take another breath and play with it some more. Very nice. Some nice masses moving north and south. Good. Very nice. Okay, leave it and take a rest. Take a full rest. Stand up your feet. Cross your right ankle over your left. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your right arm long on the floor. Make a baby fist. Take hold of it with your left hand and circle the wrist. And lengthen the arm as you tilt the knees to the right. And come back. And then again. And then stay there over to the right a bit and seesaw the breath. Do this paradoxical breathing. So the arm is lengthened, the legs are leaning to the right. And you're pulling the air up and the belly in and then pushing the belly out. And then come back and bring your arms down for a moment, pause, rest your elbows. Bring your left arm long on the floor, make a baby fist, encircle the wrist with your right hand. Gently, gently lengthen the arm upwards, away from you, and let your knees tilt to the right again. A few times, a couple of times. And then the next time you're over there to the right with the knees, go to a place where you can stay comfortably and seesaw the breath. And listen to everything. And search for the easiest path for the movement. If your bones are invited to move in a certain way, allow them to do that. And when you've had enough, or even better, before you've had enough, come back and take a rest. Okay. Stand up your feet. Bring your left arm long on the floor. Make a baby fist. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. And encourage the left arm to lengthen as you tilt the knees to the right. I'm sorry, the other right. The left to the left. And come back. Keep it well within your control. And then the next time you're over there, seesaw the breathing. Allow the pelvis to move if it wants to move. Oh, yeah. Good. Come back. Rest the arms. Rest the leg if you need to. Looks like we all need to, so take a full rest. Stand your feet, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and bring your left arm long on the floor and make a baby fist. And take hold of the wrist with your right arm, with your right hand. And lengthen. And let the legs tilt over to the right. And as you come back, you can unlengthen the arm. And the next time you're over there with the knees, come to a comfortable resting place. It might just be an inch or two, or not even. Stay there in this semi-twisted position and seesaw the breathing. Pull the belly in. Inhale up into the chest. Blow the abdomen out as you exhale. And bring it all back to the middle and uncross everything and let go and take a rest. Stand your feet again. Cross your right, the outside of your right ankle on your left knee. Bring your left arm long on the floor. Make a baby fist. And just lengthen the arm without the help of the right arm. Without the help of the right arm. Just lengthen the left arm and sense deep into yourself. Does anything about the arm lengthening make the legs want to tilt one way or the other? Think of the left side of the waist. Become aware of the left side of the waist. Yes. There's the reaching arm, the shoulder blade, the ribs, the waist, everything inside, down to the left hip joint. Yes, good. Starting to come through. Good. Maybe you just feel the slightest whisper, You lengthen the arm and there's the slightest something about the knees tilting to the right. Just the barest beginning. That's a wonderful thing because you've made the connection. That's good. Yes, okay, looks like we're all connected now, so take a rest. Stand the feet, cross the other ankle on the other knee. That would be the left ankle on the right knee. And bring your, which arm? The right arm. Yes, the right arm. Same arm as the foot that's standing. And just make a fist. And just with a really feeble, like right on. Just punch the air up, lengthen the arm, and just listen. Just listen. What does that lengthening arm might it invite the pelvis to do? Listen to the ribs, listen to the collarbones. If you have pain, then that's all you can hear, so then it might be a good idea to not do this movement and just to imagine it. Or to find out how you might approximate the movement without triggering any sort of pain response. Make it work for you. Listen deep. The right side of the waist is a key. But you might find others as well. Okay, this is excellent. Uncross your leg and take a full rest. And feel how long you feel. The length of the legs. The spine from the tail all the way up to the occiput. The right side of the body and the left side of the body. The length of your arms. And what is the disposition of your pelvis and your lower back? And the disposition of your head and your neck in relationship to the floor. And then you can check in with the head and the neck and roll the head a bit to and fro. See if anything changed. and rest. And we're a little early for once, so if you want to keep resting on the floor, just rest on the floor, enjoy the floor. And when you come up, just make sure you take time. When you come up, take time to sense your standing and what might be different about your central axis or what might be different about your walking or standing. Have a great weekend.